I do high-tech magic, but tonight I'm actually going to be talking about the history of magic and technology. Because all through time, magic and technology have been incredibly interrelated. The original shamans were doing things that were kind of like magic and eventually developed into things like alchemy, which developed into chemistry, which ended up doing really cool things. How many of you guys have heard of this quote? And sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. I really believe this. As we do things more and more cool with higher and higher technology, we really approximate what the magicians have been doing for years. So I've been studying this for a while. You can see people in the act of wonder. You can see the devices that we use to measure wonder, and then you see a graph at the end of people experiencing wonder over a show. So this is the research I've done, looking at what wonder is and where it comes from. But today I want to tell you a little bit about the history of magic and technology. Here we have a device that opens doors when you light a fire. It's a pneumatic device that opens these doors by expanding air and was used to prove the presence of God. In the middle we have talk about experimenters, and this is actually the first piece of high-tech magic. It was a card, a punch card. There were 52 of them, one for each deck of cards. You would show the computer 51 of them, and then it would tell you at the end which card you had picked. So you would show it to you there. So this is interesting. Magicians are often related to people that design technology. There's something about the puzzle lot of the mind that involves the designer of technology, often in acts of magic. Let's go back in time a little bit. 1734. This is a machine called a Clarke. This is not a person. This is a machine that could play chess and beat even the best chess players. In 1734, they solved artificial vision, they solved mechanical problems, they even solved chess AI so good that they could beat the giant chess masters on slide 8. Okay, I must confess there was a man inside the box. Magicians are really good at hiding people in boxes. But it fooled everyone. Everyone thought that this was a machine that could play chess. Now, why is this interesting? Well, it was a feat of the day, but 200 years later, 263 years later, IBM finally comes along and finally beats Garry Kasparov, the chess master. Now, it took us more than 200 years, and quite frankly, you can fit a person inside you. Just saying. The point is, magicians are thinking about what we could do if we had the technology. This is Pepper's Ghost. This is a device designed to show phantasms, ghosts, on the screen. It's been used in movies. Recently, it's been showcased in The Prestige. And it was used to create amazing illusions, which eventually evolved into this, which is sort of the magic lantern, which eventually evolved into this thing that's blinding me, the projector. Right? It was designed to show phantasms on the screen. Magicians trying to show you the otherworldly. Eventually ended up inventing the cinema. So this magic lantern became the movie theater, which George Méliès, one of the awesome first filmographers, in 1902, made this film called Voyage to the Moon, and he was a stage magician. So magicians very integral in the development of technology. Yes, they also use technology. If you had never seen electricity before, never even heard of it, and someone went like that, and the entire stage lit up with candles, you would be pretty amazed. So magicians were using electricity before people knew what it was, but they've also been on the cutting edge of technology. Fu Manchu built this radio-controlled robot that would move around stage and answer questions posed by the audience. Now, it turns out it worked great rehearsal, but not at night. And then they discovered it was the fluorescent lights creating interference. So they're actually on the cutting edge of technology. Several years later, Westinghouse developed this robot, which went out on stage and was the future of technology. Not only were they late, but their robot wasn't as cool looking. So again, it's magicians thinking about what the future's going to look like. What could we do if we could do anything? But in 2009, finally we're starting to catch up. We're getting robots that sort of do things, and Wolfram Alpha still can't answer questions as well as Manchu's robot could. So that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in what the magician is thinking about. We have to create illusions that are compelling to people to make them go, oh. Okay, so this is why you don't want to gamble with a magician unless you've microwaved the deck first. These are archive chips inside of a deck of cards. So we are learning to embrace new technology and hopefully continuing to embrace it. So here's proof that technology is becoming magic. I mean, the magic wand is just like the remote control, and there's Apple's magic wand. You see it in top, all you have to do is flip the colors and see it. It's a perfect match for the magician's magic wand. So I'm Magic Seth. I think I've got, that's me. I want magicians to actually be pushing the magic. I'm going to use my little magic wand to do one more slide, if that's okay. Myself. I'm getting married on 8/8 to that wonderful woman,